Right, hello, I'm back in for the final week of the first block. Things ended pretty strong overall. Tried a new, slightly wider grip on bench, and that felt pretty good. And the chin-ups went pretty well as well. Back up from last week's slight dip with the illness. Incline, finally got all reps at 62.5, which was good. The rows were back to feeling good, so I actually hit it up, all sets this week. So that's good. Yeah, laterals were okay. Upright rows, pretty good. They were feeling a bit nasty, if I'm honest, but not too bad. Curls again, kind of down from where they were a couple of weeks ago, but I think that's just like the general fatigue by this point in the workout more than anything. And then skull overs, I managed to get all the reps just about. The last couple were an absolute grind, but yeah, managed to get that, so that was a good end to upper one. On lower one, I managed to get all of my squat reps at the 140, which was a great way to end the block. Hitting 3 plates for sets of 6 with such short rest is really cool. They weren't easy by any means, but yeah, really happy to have hit that. Yeah, good mornings were pretty good. Again, I'm just not pushing anything in the later sets. Like if it's feeling a little bit iffy, or like the lower back might take over too much, then I'm more than happy to just call it. Leg extensions and leg curls were they weren't too bad on this day actually. They weren't quite as painful as they were later in the week, I can tell you that. But yeah, crunches were good. Not too much ab cramp happening this week, or at least not on lower one. And then I upped the seated calf raises by quite a bit. I jumped up to 2 plates. I just tried it out with one last week. Tried it out with the 2 plates and got all reps, but it was definitely hard. Yeah, I felt it a lot in the subsequent days. Upper 2, I kind of got out late again, and I kind of wasn't really feeling it that much. It seems to be a habit with upper 2. It seems to fall on a day when, just time-wise, things don't seem to be going well for me. Not too bad though, kind of reps holding on where they normally are. Dumbbell flies, I managed to get an extra rep, but yeah, again, I wasn't really feeling it. So yeah, and the cable rows took a slight dip. That final set, I just didn't really have an awful lot left to give, but yeah, it is what it is, not too bad. Yeah, the shoulder bits, the laterals really fell off on this day. Just was not feeling the most energized by this point in the session. But the cable uprights went pretty well. Got all reps on those. Cable curls and push downs, I managed to get I think 2 extra reps on the curls and maybe like 1 extra rep on the push downs from where I was a couple of weeks ago. So kind of, at least I ended the session strong. And yeah, the lower 2. So the Superman squats went well. I got I think 2 more reps than last week on those last couple of sets. I probably had 5, maybe 6 in me on the second set, but I think I just unracked it slightly lopsided, and that kind of really threw me off. So yeah, I called it 4. And then yeah, the RDLs, that was the most grinder of a final rep. And then these leg extensions and leg curls just about finished off the legs on this day. They were just hideous. Crunches and calves just to finish things off. And yeah, a good end to the first block, I think. Ending pretty strong. I'm glad I kind of redeemed my performance after last week's slight bout of illness. But yeah, so I thought I'd do a bit of a recap of the whole block. So this is kind of what the plan has been these last 12 weeks. So I obviously, from like the second week, I decided to do the minute rest. So I kind of have carried that through from halfway through the second week. So all these starting loads are from when I implemented that 1 minute rest. I've basically seen at least some increase on almost everything. The leg movements obviously saw the biggest increases, but that is probably mostly due to me starting fairly conservatively on basically all of those, just because I was anticipating them being really challenging And unlike my gung-ho attitude with the 12 rep bench, I did not want to immediately be butting my head against a brick wall on those. So those kind of large increases are not necessarily indicative of out-and-out progress as such, but you know, still good nonetheless. But yeah, so that's kind of where I started and where I ended up. And then this is just to give an idea of what the next block is going to look like. So I'm going to run another 12-week block, keeping things mostly the same, but yeah, just a few tweaks. And yeah, looking forward to starting another 12 weeks of this. I was wondering whether to stick these in or not, but I think I will. A few pictures that I took. I think this was Tuesday. Yes, this is just to show whereabouts I'm at. Obviously, please ignore the quite awful tan lines, and I'm well aware that this is the most atrocious lighting for highlighting a physique. It's just the shed light that I've got out here, and it just kind of washes everything out. So these 3 pictures are me, you know, just kind of relaxed, front, side, back, and then I took just a few posy pictures. If we are going to be doing a show potentially next year, I'll have to practice up on all this stuff, but I don't think we're looking terrible. I am quite critical of how good or bad I look, but not looking too bad. Lean-ish. This is, by the way, about 93 kilos, give or take 92.5, 93, whatever that might be in pounds, maybe 205, something like that. That's where we're at. Plan is just going to keep hopefully slowly pushing up, obviously run this next 12-week block, and yeah, see then what the boss has in store for, you know, the next phase. That's probably more than enough rambling. I'm kind of impressed that I've managed to do 12 of these on a semi-regular basis. I will aim to continue doing this for the next block. If you've stuck around and you've watched any of these, thank you very much. Take care, and I'll catch you in the next one.